Hey, is everybody done? So I think it was a pretty awesome event so far, and I hope you all had a great time. I want to again thank all the sponsors. So SoundCloud for providing drinks, lunch, the venue, Google for providing the dinner, Mozilla for providing speakers, and awesome prizes. So we have the Korg NanoPad 2, we have the Akai LPD8, which is like a pad controller with knobs, and we have the Akai Professional LPK25, like a MIDI keyboard. And as a special prize, we also have a license for Bitwig Studio, and the winners can choose. So whoever goes in first place can choose first, and then you know the game, right? So I think first up we have Jelle talking about how do you call it?
Well,
Okay.
no. Yeah, so sorry, I have not much to show because this was a total failure. The project is called NoOscill. I wanted to make like an oscilloscope element within NoFlow. So NoFlow is like flow-based programming, which is totally awesome for audio, I think. So like here we have like the canvas. Is it visible? Should I let me zoom more? So this is like a divider, multiplier, which I control with the mouse. I take like the coordinates from the mouse. This is a simple oscillator and gain, and that's like the audio context out. So I wanted to make like from here on, like from the oscillator on, to have like oscillators, like oscilloscopes going through until the context. So I made like, because it failed, I just made 5 minutes ago. I made like, this is how it should look like. Anyway, yeah, so it's pretty cool, this, like, so you can run it in the browser, and then you can... Okay, stop. Yeah, so, the thing is, NoFlow is partially written in CoffeeScript. And that's where I got stuck. Okay, thank you.
You missed just one. You need the HDMI, right?
Yes.
And what about the sound? It's coming from here. Can you set the sound source? The sound out going to...
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
Closer. This is
Oh, sorry. Wait. How do you set up, is it audio something?
I don't know. So in Mac it is, you can go to the symbols here, you can select the sound source as well.
No, I need to... No, okay, that's fine. I will just... I push the volume high and it will be okay.
Sorry?
I will push the volume as high as possible. I don't have anything to listen to actually, so I just have
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, next up is Guillaume.
yes, hello. Yeah, my thing is going to be disappointing because I'm not actually making any sound, so I'm just getting data, so it's a bit boring, I guess. So what I try to do is to implement a live BPM detection, so the beat per minute. And also I found implementation in JavaScript, but I was a bit frustrated because it's used kind of some magic numbers and oh, sorry, you can't see anything. Just let me just fix that. Yeah, there you go. So you can't see anything. Yeah. So I'm completely lost. Yeah, so who am I already? I tried with several songs, but none of the song that has strong beat to actually get useful data. So I use a generic sample that it's like pure beat. I'm going to hopefully you can listen something. You can't really, can you?
No.
Okay. Anyway, it's just it's basically just a bam 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 type of web file. So what I'm doing is actually I'm taking loading this data in the browser. Then I apply a low pass filter to just get the bass. But in this case, it doesn't really matter really because the file is already just beat. So that's fine. And then I get the raw data and I try to get the maximum given a sliding window, and then I try to get the difference between each peaks and trying to get the frequencies of all these differences, and then hopefully I hope to get something that's like a bit per minute. So if I run it, so it takes some time. So this is what I get actually. So this is the original array. This is not used. This is not used. This is actually the peaks. So the sample, the number of the sample where the peaks are detected, and then I do all this processing to get the data, and this is what I get. So this is the beat per minute. This is the frequency of which this particular bit per minute occurs. And if I set it in a nice graph, this is what I get. So the file I input has a 120 bit per minute. So it's not that bad really because I get all this noise, but it still detects the right value. So it's kind of working. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Bravo, are you ready? Or should we skip you?
Give us a couple of more seconds.
So, the cloud sampler? Yeah. Is it online now? So that we can use my computer. Perfect.
Yahoo!
Noch was?
Ja.
Okay. Ja, ich mach das mal vorspringen. Das ist natürlich ein altes Dokument.
Ja.
Ja, okay, jetzt soll ich das können wir es irgendwie testen, dass wir eben den Sound haben, wenn ich das klicke?
Sitzt hier.
Okay. Cool. So,
dann mache ich nochmal neu. I programmed the assembler based on some examples from Chris, and I took the SoundCloud API to get some samples from Loop Masters. So not tested on Mac, okay. Wait.
oh, sorry.
There are some pointers. So wait.
Sorry.
Jetzt noch zurück, das ist nur das sind halt die Samples, wo sie herkommen, also this is the page where the samples come from. And yeah, it's like in DST instrument, you can select your sample library, then you can select the sample. Yeah, there's one point missing. I would like to map different samples to different keys so that you can play different sounds at a time. Like actually that it works only that I can play one sound. So it's normal MIDI, and if you need more samples for your MPC, then stop it, download it, yeah. And then you have to sample what you play.
Does it cut the song itself into these parts, or
What?
like how do you sample it? Like, when you play on one of those yellow buttons, what does happen?
Just playing a sample, a wave file.
So
Or-
each of those yellow ones plays a different wave file.
No, the same. So that's what I mean with mapping. When I map to different, let's say keynotes, note 60 is that sample, note 71 is that sample, and I can play different.
But it doesn't
It's like
start like at different times in that sample. It's just the same sample.
It's the same
Okay.
sample, yeah.
But do you pitch the samples? Or is it always?
No, yeah, I said every sample is C5. So
Okay.
I don't, I'm not running a script to detect which sound this is already. So it needs to be, yeah, let's say updated, but for me it's quite nice. What?
BT Bird, you ready?
Yeah, I remember from the music.
Yeah, it's something wasn't working, so I updated the library and I've updated the recording stuff, and I changed the how to download the files because it was only files which were less than 12 seconds, and now I just
Already doing some things.
Woo!
Okay. No, not big names.
I'll switch it back.
Yes, okay, that's okay. So next up we have BT Bird.
Hello, I'm Chris and my partner's over there, Nick. We're from New Zealand, work for Vend. Neither me nor Nick are game developers, nor are we do anything with web audio APIs. We have no experience. We came here as just point of sale developers. So what we are good at is coming up with original ideas that no one else has ever come up with before, ever. So we came up with this in the first 5 minutes. We thought we came up with an idea and we roll with it. And so we give you, I'll just turn on the sound. Actually, I'll go back to this. We give you BT Bird. So of course you guys have never seen this before. Yeah. So the game is quite simple. You really just have to control the cloud to get as far as you can through obstacles. And what it does is from what we could learn in such a short time using the web API, it uses the sound. You can control it with the slider. So, so that was our first objective. Our next was we thought we'd try to control it with voice, make it take some input. Now, I don't know. See, this is so I'm talking. It's working quite well. Can you, so I haven't tested it out loud because I was really embarrassed, but I'm surprised it's actually working that well. So it's just reading the frequency somewhat. It does jump around, so it seems to be working really well. That passes my QA stamp of approval. So once we did that, we thought we'd try add some actual physics. So actually, let me try refresh because those bugs are features. Somewhat. So okay, so we tried to actually add the clap, so add a clap and jump using the gravity. That's working much better than I expected. So yeah, so we just added some input. So rather than using the pitch, we'd actually use a volume detector. So actually grab it and record it. If it passes a certain threshold, it'll jump the cloud. And finally, hopefully this is not too loud. We thought we'd actually add some external beats. Take a We've never got past 1 point with this. We'll keep it running. It should happen. So yeah, that's it.
have an iPad.
Great.
don't
I
need-
have the same problem.
But we have a video thing there, right? We can just like, you can hold the
Video to the
iPad in
camera?
front of the camera.
Wait.
Yeah, we could. Let's
see
try.
if
Let's freestyle. So you mean we're gonna
Like
I have
this.
no idea how to control this though. Let's try. Let's turn to that one. So I set this
I move
on,
it right now, I
Then
think.
this will turn on as well.
Or
Nick, have you been in this room before and know how to control this?
Yeah, here you go.
Made in this room.
It's being
Look at this.
That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Good luck.
This is awesome.
Awesome.
That's what you
Yeah, we don't have sound then though.
We should have packed this.
No, we just need the.
Could you hack it on a big screen?
Yeah, wait.
So I think what you can do is you can say.
Woohoo! Hello!
Awesome. So you're controlling that. No.
Yeah, so you should hold it.
You're gonna do this now, but wait. Come here.
Wow.
So,
Down.
Like that.
This is quite.
stand like
Yeah, yeah.
this is not gonna work.
Why don't you turn it towards the camera? Hold it up. Instead of holding it.
But I have to hold
Wait,
it
no,
like
no,
this.
you.
I have to hold it like this. Okay, like that.
And then don't stand in front of the screen.
Well, can't you move?
Well, you can move a bit to. Yeah. That's perfect.
But actually, you don't need. Actually, you don't need to see the screen. You need to see
You
him
can even
and
stand.
the thing in his hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Great.
Getting overboard.
Glad that we know.
I'm going to stand over here. Now to embarrass myself. Okay.
Wait. What's the name of the project?
Yeah.
Yeah, what people call it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wobble. Okay.
Yeah. And we built a touch-based synthesizer with a gyro-based wobble function feature thing.
Great.
So, yeah, demo time. This is the first time ever trying it, so you have to excuse me for not having any prepared songs. But you get the idea. It's pretty funny.
Can you do me a favor and come closer so that the camera can hear as well?
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Come by and play it.
Cool. So next up we have the one-hand sound game. This is not. This is not. Genau, kannst du eben mit Alt-Klick auf dein Audio-Symbol gehen und dann den PNA, genau, musst du mal draufklicken. PNA. Den gucken, ob euer Sound geht. Darf man was hören?
Sehr leise.
Okay. So we have the one-hand sound game.
Okay, hello. I also have I thought that I maybe knew some audio things, but I realized that I don't know shit about audio. So I also had the idea of making a game with some of the things that I learned today by watching talks and reading some articles. So this is the one-hand sound game. I only need my left hand to play it. And what will happen? Yeah, if I press space with my thumb, I fire an oscillator, which I learned today, and with the keys 1 to 4, with the other things, I can change the type, in this, the kind of type is displayed in the little things. Now I have the square one, and this is the triangle, and the sinus, and the sawtooth, and so you get the idea. And okay, I refresh. So if I press space and the accordion, like if I choose a type of wave and then press space, the colored elements, like I destroy them and then therefore I get points, and the points are like they change the volume of the background sound, which will get louder, which you just heard, but I will. I don't want to take it too far, but that's it.
Next up we have you, Thomas. Yeah, if you need space, you need space. I'll just get rid of that. I'll take it with me. Genau, bei so Altklick auf das Soundsymbol machen. That's not good. Weil eigentlich sollte er einen HDMI-Ausgabezweig auch haben. Ich glaube, das ist ziemlich gut. Das meine ich auch hier auch.
Geht das überhaupt über Display-Link? Geht Audio überhaupt über Display-Link?
Theoretisch ja, aber das kann natürlich sein, dass der Rechner zu alt ist.
Ah, okay. Okay, sind deine Boxen laut? Ich sehe, du hast viele Boxen. We all need to be very quiet.
So we won't have bass, but you just have to imagine it.
So we have a remix at once.
Yeah, so I don't really like the name, but I had to choose something for GitHub. So Remix It Once kind of fits, because I pitched the idea earlier. I wanted to build a Chrome extension with which you can remix songs directly while you're browsing the web. So I've never made a Chrome extension, so that was new for me, and I definitely wanted to hook up a MIDI controller, because I really like MIDI controllers. So it basically works, but it's just a step, so there's not much functionality, but I show you what I did. So yeah, the code is kind of messy, but basically I just have an extension, and so this is my debug page. Reload it. It's just 2 audio tags with different tracks. So and then when I use the extension, I can release crossfade, and I can also control a filter on each track. So basically you could do lots of more functions in it. I couldn't do more because I didn't have time. So now you can listen to my awesome DJ skills. Yeah, awesome. But, so there's one drawback. I couldn't find any page which had 2 audio tags with songs. So I tried to hook up to SoundCloud, but I couldn't figure out how SoundCloud plays a song. That was something Flash, I'm not sure. I couldn't find out. So I also made it possible to hook up a video tag. And fortunately YouTube uses the video tag.
So it's just one track now, so if I go to the other channel, there's nothing, but the effects are also applying on the video sound. So I know a lot of people who still listen to music on YouTube, so I think I will enhance it later on, and so that you can use 2 songs and just mash up 2 videos and 2 songs while you're browsing YouTube.
Does it work maybe on 2 YouTubes and a motherfucking crossfader.com? That's like 2 YouTube videos and a crossfader. You could try it out if it works with any video tag.
Yeah, how does it?
2 YouTubes, just Google it. 2 YouTubes and a motherfucking crossfader.com.
Yeah, let's try it out.
Just put the crossfader in the middle.
Oh.
Just click on one or the other.
He did it with his own page.
It might be flashy, but it's
No. So the thing is, I just, because of time issues, I'm just parsing for the first 2 video elements. No, at least, oh no, it was my mistake. I don't parse for 2 video elements, so I just parse for 2 audio elements or 1 video element. So, but I think I will try to fix it in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, so it was kind of fun.
I found a new site today.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I hope I find some time to enhance it, because I think it's some cool tool to waste time. Okay, so yeah, that's it.
I hope this is still going. Super. Yeah, perfect. Then you just go to selected sound. Yeah. That one? Yeah, should be this one.
It's tiny, but what I worked on today is I built a vector scope for the Web Quality API. A vector scope is a meter that's used by a lot of broadcasting folks to determine coherence between the left channel and the right channel of an audio signal. Basically, a audio signal that's perfectly coherent is mono. If the left and the right are the same thing. And what a vector scope allows you to visualize is basically how similar they are. So it has these 2 little axes, left and right. And so if you have an audio file that is only data in the left, then it just lines up entirely on that left axis. And if you have signal that's only in the right, then it shows up only on that right axis. And if you have mono, then that's the same thing. These are sine waves. Then you have left and right, and it just gives you a vertical line straight up and down. But it tells you if you have a problem, like if your left and right are entirely out of phase with each other, then your normal audio meters can tell you, oh, they're at the same level, everything's fine. But your vector scope will tell you, oh, horizontal line, that's bad. That's everything being out of phase. The coolest effect, I think, from a vector scope is when you take your right channel and you knock it 90 degrees out of phase with your left channel. Then what you get is you get a circle on your vector scope. And so when you start handling it, real files, it becomes much more random. And so if you just take classical music, you don't expect to hear a whole lot of coherence between the left and right channel. But it tells you, if it's more straight up and down, then you've got some similarity between your 2 channels. And so these are just dots or circles from D3JS that are getting populated from the audio buffer data. And if you take rock music with some panning, then you can kind of see the panning and how the vector scope shows up. They're kind of like playing with pan effects on the left and right there. Anyway, so I don't know if it's actually going to be useful to anybody, but it was a tool that I want to build. So that's what I did.
Does everybody have? Do you want to vote as well?
I only saw the one.
Oh, does everybody have a pen? A piece of paper? We compared it before. So
So what was that? 3 votes, yeah?
yeah, everybody has 3 votes, and I will repeat the order. So first we had Jelle with the no oscill. Then we had Guillaume with the naive BPM detection. Then we had Eric with the cloud sampler. Then we had BT Bird from Chris and Nick. Then we had Webble.
Wobble.
Oh, it says Webble. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wobble's kind of a cool name too.
Yeah. Everything's called Wobble. So. Then we had Lisa's one-hand sound game. Then we had Thomas's remix at once, and finally we had Evan's spectroscope. Should I repeat again? Or are you?
And so what should we write down on the paper?
So because there's nobody called like a project and vice versa, it doesn't matter. Like, if you write down the project name, I will know which project, and if you write down the name, because we don't have duplicates. It should work.
And I mean, you have to do top 3? Or?
Yeah, your 3 most favorite.
Yeah, but the first one is more valuable.
No.
Okay.
3 equal votes.
Okay.
Yeah. When you just
I see what you did there.
Let's take my head and put it in. And I throw in some more.
You're not neutral.
While you're voting, who wants a beer? Hands up. Okay. Who would like to help me carry beer? Okay, next thing.
Food left out there?
Then there's some snacks on your table.
Yeah, we still have a lot of food. Please, eat it.
So hungry. So you can move the food.
What?
Almost there, almost there. It is there.
What do we do with that?
Hast du das für eins, oder? Ja, machen wir alle auf einen. Das ist auf einen. Sag mal ein bisschen.
It'll have
Maybe. No, what I mean is, so my app doesn't work with my
Oh, we need one.
parts for video tags.
It's really cool German. It's really
Yeah,
fine.
but it's very good. I really was considering that.
I don't know where. These or those?
I have one of them.
Just use the.
What? Yeah. Should we just open some windows?
Sorry, mind it. Yeah. Everyone always
I'm there when we're doing your audio check.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get here? Train?
You're right. We just use like a basic it looks really cool. The hard part was like getting values from getting something
Green is a converting company color. So we actually got it from our company. I don't actually bring out something else.
because kind of like we should adjust that volume so getting out is wide about audio file
And then realized
originally we wanted to do like
roughly 6 or 7 hours. It's like, wow, you learn a lot. If I try this with audio, maybe I can actually produce some
This is the catch to the So they're going to be here. Oh my But you got the JS.
Was it rejected yesterday? by get like a design component.
Yeah, because I couldn't see anything. There's nothing like
They like JS fest
Are you fixing your butt?
what's the name? Yes, no.
Doesn't what you tag in the flash.
I think only, I don't know what the others.
Excuse me, can you also down? We have 4 winners.
I saw like this
We're going to announce the winner. Yeah, louder. Yes. Cheers, man. We have 4 winners, of course. The most votes we got for Evan's Vectorscope. Bitwig Studio, and you can pick any of them. Okay. You go for that?
Cool, cool.
Second place, we have Beachy Bird. The cool thing is you have to decide who gets the prize, right?
Yeah.
So pick wisely, right?
You can use the Bitwig license in 2 machines.
I would have taken it. No, well, it's 4 years old. If you really want to have it. Sure, sure. Yeah, cool. So. Third place, we have the one-hand sound game. Woohoo! You can choose. Why?
I think I'm going to take this one because I have no idea what how your software works.
Okay, so 4th place, that was quite tricky. There were many people on 4th place. But we got one last vote, and so 4th place goes to Remix It Once. Yeah, and that's it. Thanks for making this day such a success. Thanks to the speakers, the sponsors, I've named them very often.
And thanks to Jan.
Don't forget Tiffany. She was
And so does everybody know where the CSS Conf, JS Conf pre-party is? No?
I can put it on the screen.
Okay,
Universal,
so,
right?
yeah, it's at Universal, which is on the Spey, not too far from Warschau.